Hey there, my name is Daniela, and today I'll be doing an update for the Graveyard Project Pan. This was a project created by Emily and Max, and it's about using your items that you've used before in projects, or that they're being neglected and you want to get more use out of them. So, in this project, updates are every 2 months, started end of April, goes until Halloween. And yeah, let's just get into it. I do have some rollouts this month, so that's exciting. So first I'll start with my lip gloss I'm working on. This is the Bite Raspberry Swirl. It's supposed to be their plumping lip gloss, but this is older, so it doesn't feel that plumping, but it is very hydrating. So in this project, I started up here. Now I'm down to here. So since the last update, I've used it 5 times. And since the intro, I've used it 15 times total. Since the last update, I've used it 0.5 grams. And at this point, I've used it a total of 1 gram. So that's pretty good. So from here to here was 2 months, but from here to here, it's only really 1 month. So by the end of this project, at the rate of this 1 month, would be around halfway. I think it would be hard to finish this by the end of the project, but I'll try. It is nice and hydrating. So yeah. After that, I have a blush from Maybelline. It is the Deep Wine shade. My goal for this is to use it 20 times. At this point, I've only used it 8 times total. I used it 5 times since the last update. So there's a little bit of wear. I'd scratched a bit because it's very hard pressed. But it is a nice color, and I'll definitely be using it more in the fall. Then I've got this blush from Mykonos, from Buxom, called Mykonos. It's their Primer Fuse blush. These are very nice because they blend in well with the skin. It's a nice bright coral for the summer. This one also has a goal of 20 uses. Since the last update, I used it 4 times, and it has 8 uses total right now. So still quite a bit to go. And then I have this highlighter from ABH. It's the Emrezy highlight. It's a very nice universal shade. Doesn't have a lot of a base, so it works with a lot of my skin tones. I've been focusing here, as you can see, like, you can see a bit more of the grid, but there's still a long ways to go of even hitting pan. But my goal for this is to use it 20 times. Since the last update, I've only used it 3 times, but it has a total uses of 12. So with all these face products, I'll have to focus them a lot more in these last 2 months to be able to hit my goal. After that, I've got the Natasha Nona Pastel palette. For this one, I want to use it 50 times, so I just count every shadow use for a total of the 50. And I also have like a side goal of hitting pan in the creams, but that one's not like a hard rule. I'll roll it out after the 50, but I just need to hit that by the end of the project. As you can see, I did hit some pans, so now this palette has some pans. Got here in Bora and in Bubble. So last month I was at 18 total uses. Right now I'm at 32 total uses. So 18 more uses to go, and I'll hit my goal. So Tool has 1 use total. Didn't use it this last month. Illusion, I used it 2 more times and has 4 uses total. Mint Frost, I didn't use it this last month. It has 2 uses. Aura, I used it twice. This last month has 5 uses total. And then Dainty has 1 use, but I didn't use it this last month. Brisk, again, 1 use. And Adriatic, 1 use. Didn't use them this last month. Starlet, I used it once. It has 2 uses total. Bellini, same thing, used it once, has 2 uses total. Bubble has, I used it 2 uses this last month, has 3 uses total. Both these guys, I'd used them before this project. But in total, I'd say it only really took me like 10 uses to hit pan. Then Limoncello, I used it twice this last month, 3 uses total. This guy, it's very light, so actually it's pretty good as an inner corner highlight. Then Duet, I used it once since last month for 2 uses total. Airy, I used it twice for 3 uses total. And Zest, I used it once and has 2 uses total. Feather, surprisingly, I still haven't touched in this project. So yeah, I'll have to use this. Yeah, this guy's staying in. Now here's one of my rollouts. It's this Revolution palette. It's a collab with Roxy. It's all pinks. Very pretty. My goal for this was to use it 20 times total. And I also had another goal that I met last update, which was to hit pan in this guy. So yeah, now I've hit my goal. Last update I had 8 uses total. I mean, not counting this guy. And right now I'm at 21 uses. So this guy, I used it once since the last update for 2 uses total. This guy used it twice, has 3 uses total. 2 uses since the last update, has 2 uses total. Glow has 3 uses since the last update and has 6 total. But this is very nice, like just pure white. And then this guy, I used it twice since the last update for 2 uses total. This guy used once for 2 uses total. This guy, I didn't use it since the last update, has 2 uses total. And this guy, I used it twice since the last update for 2 uses total. So with this palette, the thing is, a lot of them have like pigments that aren't great for the eyes, so pretty much like all of these pinks. And most of them are fine, except these two. I think they caught the reaction. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty much I'm just gonna keep them for now here and use them as blushes. They do work well for that. I'll have to experiment more, but these guys are very beautiful. So yeah, I did learn a lot from this palette. So that one's rolling out. Next is another one rolling out. This is the Nomad Harajuku palette. It is another pastel type palette. Already had some pans in here. This guy, and this guy. But I do have a new pan. So for this guy, I wanted 30 uses total, which I did hit. And then my side goal was to hit pan on the creams. I was able to hit pan on this one. This one still has a ways to go. I don't have to use much to really see the effect on the eyes. And then this guy's not my favorite, but I learned that it's best to use it with a brush instead of fingers. While these guys, like, they're pretty good with the fingers, and even better with a glitter base. So this guy I didn't use since the last update, has 1 use total. This guy I used him once, it has 2 uses total. This guy's, I used him twice for 4 uses total. Both of these have a stronger white base. and very powdery, so it's hard to use like to see the color. But what I've learned is they actually work well as bases. So when I'm reaching into this palette, I'll use those guys for that. And this guy used once for 3 uses total. It's a very nice, easy deepening shade. This guy I haven't used since the last update, has 1 use total. Same with this guy. This guy I used once, has 2 uses total. This also, like if I use it on the eyes, has to be used very lightly. If not, it's like a really strong frost. But it also works really well for mixing in, like tapping in this and then some other face product to really give it a bit more satiny and blend out in that. So I'll probably use it more that way, maybe frankening. This guy, I used it twice since the last update for 3 uses total. Both these guys actually work really well as blushes. Then this guy I used once for 3 times total. This guy I used once for 2 times total. This guy I didn't use since the last update, so it has 1 use total. This guy I used once for 2 uses total. This guy used once for 2 uses total. And same with this. But yeah, this guy's my favorite on this palette. I didn't end up using it much this time, but definitely next year I'll try to like give a lot more love to a lot of these guys. Now after that, we have another Revolution palette. This is the Bugs palette. So in here, the goal is to use it 20 times, and a side goal of hitting pan of the creams. This shadow was a cream, but I have it in another palette, so it's not in this project. Since the last update, I was at 6 uses total. Right now I'm at 14 uses total, so only 6 more uses to go. But I haven't been going too hard because I kind of also want to keep playing around with these guys as we go into fall. So this guy, which it's not really a strong white, like it's a good base, blends out well. I used it once since last update for 3 uses total. This guy I used it twice this last update, 2 uses total. Here the green looks one-dimensional, but on the eyes it looks really nice. Like I don't know, I guess it has a bit more of a yellow base, but anyways, it looks really nice on the eyes. And Carrot I didn't use since the last update, has 1 use. Chewing I used once, has 2 uses total. Play I used it twice since the last update. This one's, it's not very like a strong shadow, but it gives a nice shimmer. That has 2 uses total. Vacation Spot I didn't use since the last update, has 2 uses total. Friends I used it once, it has 1 use total. This is one of those formulas I don't really like from Revolution because it's really like one of those shimmers that gets hard pan or hard pressed, and yeah, not my favorite, but it still looks really nice. And then Relax I used it once since last update for 1 use total. It's kind of like a pink with orange shift. Kind of have to build it a bit, or I'll try soon pairing these together, like this guy on the bottom and this guy on top. See how that looks. Yeah, this guy's staying in. And then my last palette. This is the Nomad Cartagena Mágica palette. It's a very summer themed, warm palette. This guy, since I want to give it more love, I have a 50 use goal. And last update I was at 11 uses, and right now I'm at 21. So there's still some way to go. So still like 29 uses to go, so I'll make sure to focus on it. But we're still in summer here. and it still has some good fall colors too, so I'm not too worried. So this guy, I used it once since the last update for 2 uses total. This guy I didn't use recently, so it has 1 use total. Same with this, same with this. Then this guy, I used it once recently, has 1 use total. This guy I used recently has 1 use, has 2 uses total. Same with this guy. This guy I used it once, not recently, so it's 1 use total. This guy I used it once since the last update for 2 uses total. And this guy I didn't use recently, it has 1 use total. And then this guy I used once since the last update, has 1 use total. This guy 1 use since last update, 2 uses total. This guy, both of these guys I used once since the last update, for 1 use total. Like, these guys actually work best with a glitter primer, or yeah, using brushes. If not, they can be a bit dry. And then this guy I used once since the last update for 2 uses total. These guys, these masks kind of look pink, but like you might be able to see on the camera here, this one's a bit more warm leaning. So they're not full on mauves, but they work well like with these shimmers and such. But yeah, I mean, this shimmer is a bit out of place. Like, it works well, but it's a bit out of place. It's not my favorite shadow. But yeah. And the last item is one that is rolling out. This one I brought in last update because I wanted to work on it. This was the ColourPop Stella lip gloss. I had this in the 50 Shades of Yellow, and I only had this much left, so I wanted to make sure to finish it, and I have. So I used it 20 times total, 21 times total, and I ended up using it about 1.4 grams, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up, I don't really like keeping the stopper out with these because then you get too much product on this wand and it gets goopy. So what I did is, when I took the stopper out, I scraped out what I could, put it in a little pot, and then when I wanted to use, I would just dip into that little pot. So I finished that, and this guy, but yeah, I mean, it was nice, but the glitters were a bit big, so you could feel them sometimes on your lips, which wasn't the best. But yeah, I've got a few things, all these guys that are rolling out of the project, so I'm pretty happy with that. Some of these, I mean, not this guy. This guy's rolling out. Yeah, some of these I definitely have to keep working on a lot more to hit my goals, but I'm optimistic I'll be able to. So thank you for watching. On my Instagram I'll have some more close-up photos and comparisons. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks.